Welcome to Core Today for November 13th, 2019. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of Core right now and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. There you find links to each story where I talk about in the order I talk about them, so you can read about them for yourself and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, hey, do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. Well, yesterday was Disney Plus Day. It was crazy busy. They did have some outages. We talked about that yesterday. I also posted a video giving you a tour of the Disney Plus app, giving you an idea what to expect of it. From my understanding, for most people, it seems to be back up and running like normal. It seems that they got overwhelmed. The errors all seem to be related to Disney Plus just having more people come than they expected. That kind of thing happens when, hey, there's just such a massive interest. Never seen anything quite like it. And they release on everything at once. And it's kind of an example. I get often asked, hey, why does this service launch on Roku first, then the Fire TV, then the Apple TV, and more? One of the big reasons that happens is to stagger the demand. You know, all the Roku people get it one day. For the first couple days, you're using it a lot more than you typically will because you're exploring it. Hey, what's on here? What's new? What's different? And you settle into a routine after a few days or weeks. Disney released everything at once on all devices and all platforms, and yeah, that really seemed to have slammed them. Be interested to see if HBO Max and Peacock maybe try a staged rollout in response to what happened with Disney. We'll wait and see what happens there. But a few quick questions I get asked a lot. I put some helpful links down below. Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus bundle for $12.99. I get asked a lot of questions about how to get it. I have a link in the show notes down below on how to do that. Also, if you are a Verizon customer and want to take advantage of the free year of Verizon or Disney Plus from Verizon, you can do that even if you are, for example, already prepaid for 3 years like I did. Link in the show notes down below on how to do that. So check those out. Let me know if you have any questions, but those were the two main ones I've been getting recently. All right, let's get into the news of the day now, and let me know what you think of Disney Plus. I'd love to hear your feedback now you've played around with it for a while. What do you think of the streaming quality? What do you think of the app? What do you think of the catalog of movies and television shows? I was actually very impressed with how it looked, how it worked, and the quality. Especially on Roku. A lot of people are like, oh, Roku apps are always ugly. Now that we've seen Apple TV on there and Disney Plus on there, let's be honest, Roku apps look great if the people developing them take the time to develop them. So keep that in mind. All right, the U.S. Senate will vote now tomorrow on banning hidden cable TVs and internet fees. Now, this bill was originally meant to be voted in committee on today. Just before I recorded this, a statement came out that they rescheduled that vote for tomorrow. These kind of things happen a lot. I don't think it has anything to do with what this bill is. I think it just happens to do with schedules and conflicts and things happening in Congress. But this bill will add an amendment to the Satellite Television Access Reauthorization Act, reauthorizing satellite TV companies and more. And they're adding a fairness in bill provision on this. There's already a Senate bill about this. Now the author of that Senate bill that would require cable and satellite companies and more to disclose all their hidden fees on home internet, home TV, home and phone services is being bundled into this. It would be very interesting to see if this amendment gets added and if this bill gets passed with it in there. From there, it would still have to go to a full Senate and House vote. From my understanding, I'm no lawyer, no legal expert on Congress rules and more. But this is great. This is one more attempt to force these companies to disclose their full bills that they know of in the advertised price. I've always been a big fan of, it's a little misleading to say, hey, $49.99 for all these channels, DVR, all that, and then to have DVR fees, HD technology fees, set-top box fees, all this stuff that you know about. These are bills and fees that the cable TV company knows about, but they tack on later so they can advertise a lower price. So I'm a big fan of this. I think that will be Very helpful, because we know the average cable TV, just for TV price, is $107 as of 2018 according to Forbes. But you see all these ads, oh, you know, $39.99, $49.99 for all this stuff. When in reality, it's, yeah, but $10 here, $15 there, $2 over here, and more. Before you know it, that bill is $100 very easily. So I love this. Keep an eye on it. If you want to support this bill, look down in the show notes, learn a little bit more about it. Feel free to call your senator or your congressman and tell them that you want that to be passed. Let your voice be heard. And always, as always, if you don't like it, let your voice be heard there too. As always, though, no matter what side you fall on, be very polite. This is something you probably heard me talk on a lot about during net neutrality. If you do want to call in, you do want your voice to be heard, if you want to be taken seriously, be polite about it. Don't be screaming and yelling. Don't be rude. Because what they're going to do is they're going to take that compliment, they're going to mentally crinkle it up and throw it away if you're rude to them. So be polite, be kind, let them know your thoughts. It's actually quite effective. You'll be amazed how effective that can be when you let your voice be heard. All right, so next story up of the day. If you use an antenna for cord cutting, make sure to rescan your antenna. Fox recently added in 12 markets Decades channel. So the Decades channel was replaced recently in some CBS affiliates. Now they're moving over to Fox with it. I know a lot of people were a big fan of the Decades over-the-air TV network, one of those sub-channels like MeTV, Antenna TV, and more. Well, it's back in many markets thanks to Fox, but you need to rescan your antenna. I know some smart TVs auto-scan, most do not. I always like to recommend every couple months you rescan your antenna, because you never know. I found over the last year, 7 new over-the-air channels have come to where I live here in Texas. And who knows, you may be missing out on great free over-the-air TV if you're not rescanning. If you want to see what markets are included and some more details, Tamara has a story. I'll put a link to it in the show notes down below. All right, early back in October, we learned that Netflix support for older Roku players, like very old, 2011 and older Roku players, so we're talking about the first few generation of Roku players, was coming to an end December 1st. Now, thanks to Gizmodo, we have learned that the issue here is DRM. Netflix is moving away from the older Microsoft DRM that is on older Rokus to a newer one. So it's just an update of the DRM, a more effective DRM system that's been on Roku since 2012. The problem is the older 2011, 2010, and 2009 Roku players don't support this one. So that seems to be the problem. Now with this, it could mean that more companies could be updating their DRM to in support for this older DRM standard. If that happens, you may find yourself in a situation where more Roku channels will stop working on your old, Roku XD or whatever it may be. So check that out. Link in the show notes down below if you want to learn more. But Roku has been emailing some customers with Roku 1s, Roku 2s with a offer to upgrade to a $15 Roku Express. Of course, Black Friday will begin at $29.99 Roku Stick Plus, really great player, and a $50 Roku Ultra, really great player too. So you may want to consider upgrading. If you think about it, you're talking about some of these players being built back in the days of the first generation or second generation iPhone, the iPhone 3, iPhone G, for example, was really big when some of these players were made. Apple doesn't support the iPhone 3G anymore. And honestly, if you try to load some of the apps from today onto an iPhone 3G, let's just be honest, it's not going to work. So keep that in mind. You may want to think about, if you're working on our 2010 Roku or 2009 Roku, about upgrading. Now, you're losing Netflix, but you still have access to many apps on there. So keep that in mind. It's not like it's going to completely stop working, but I wouldn't be surprised with more and more apps in support as more and more companies move to newer DRMs. Link in the show notes down below, and let me know, are you still using like a Roku XD? Are you still using a Roku from 2010 or so? What's your oldest Roku? My first Roku was a Roku HD, which is also losing support for updates now. It's no longer going to be supported now. But that was the Roku I bought used off of eBay that got me into cord cutting. So it's still sitting in the room back here, so I still have it. And it works with a lot of stuff, but you're definitely going to notice it is a lot slower, can't hold as many Roku channels, and some things just don't work on it. Alright, next up, YouTube TV is rolling out an updated user interface and improved grid guide for Roku, Apple TV, Web, and Fire TV. Now this is being rolled out. You may notice that there'll be one Roku with one user interface, another with a different one. YouTube TV, over a course of a week or so, often rolls out their updates by device, not by class. They don't say all Rokus are getting the update today. It's kind of a weird system. They'll be like, oh, all Roku Ultras, all Roku Premieres today, tomorrow will be the Expresses and more. So if you don't have the update, don't worry. But you'll notice some things like would you like to watch it from live or beginning? Will look a little different. If you're using it on the website, the grid guide actually allows you to go farther into the future now. Hopefully that comes to streaming players really soon. And some other minor tweaks and features. And a lot of it seems to be on the back end though. Seems to be some stability improvements here, some load time improvements, and more with it. So one of the things you may notice is the start from beginning instead of sliding up from the bottom will come in from the right hand side now. That'll probably be your first main tell that this is different. Past that, not a dramatic update here, but YouTube TV is slowly making some improvements, making some changes here to try to improve the service, to try to improve the quality of the device. So we'll keep a close eye on it. Have you noticed any other changes to YouTube TV, whether it be on the web or a streaming player like this Fire TV? Leave me a comment, let me know. I'd love to kind of build a list here. Google has not come out and said, hey, here's everything new. They often just leave it for us to discover what they've changed, which sometimes is a little annoying. So help me out here. Let me know if you found anything different with the new Roku or with the update on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, and Web. I have not heard about like Xbox updates and others, but I'm assuming if they're not already rolling out, they will be very soon. All right, the Apple TV app is finally available on the Fire TV Cube. Apple TV app, which gives you access at your iTunes purchases and the new Apple TV Plus streaming service, is now available on the Fire TV Cube. It was on the Fire TV Sticks, I think about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Well, now they're rolling out to the Cube. More device support will probably be coming soon. Great to see this. So if you have a Fire TV Cube, good news, you can get the Apple TV Plus app. Let me know how the hands-free voice control on that works. I haven't had a chance to play around with it. Disney Plus kept me busy yesterday. I'd love to hear from you. All right, a few more stories real quick. Pluto TV has added several CBS stations. So Pluto TV already had CBS News, the 24/7 feed. While now CBS ET, their Entertainment Tonight streaming service, the 24-hour lifestyle, entertainment, TV show, movie, news coverage one is available. Plus several of the local news stations like Los Angeles and New York are there. So CBS New York, all things New York City, is included. Few that are missing, I'm kind of surprised. They didn't add CBS Sports HQ, their 24/7 one there. And the CBS News Boston hasn't been added yet. Now, CBS and Viacom, the parent company of Pluto TV, who Viacom purchased Pluto TV earlier this year, are merging in December. And they have talked about bringing more CBS content to Pluto TV and using it a lot like Viacom does, putting a lot of older content on there. And like the new James Bond movie coming out next year, they're putting a 24/7 James Bond movie channel. Dora the Explorer came out with a movie. They put a 24/7 Dora the Explorer channel to kind of get you interested in it. Would expect them to start doing the same thing with CBS content, and it's free, so check it out. Good news, if you do love Entertainment Tonight, you don't need to get a second app. You can just use your Pluto TV app and have it all right there. And lastly, one little thing about Disney Plus is new episodes will be coming every Friday to many popular shows starting this Friday. So if you're a Disney Plus customer, new episodes will start appearing of different shows on Friday. It says 12:01 a.m. Pacific is when these shows will go live, for everybody asking. All right, so that's it for today. Let me know what you think of Disney Plus. I'd really love to hear your feedback. What do you think of these stories? Leave me a comment. If you're a regular here, make sure to ring that notification bell, hit that thumbs up. It's a huge help to us. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch the shows you enjoy. So I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live here on YouTube, youtube.com/CoreCarsNews, answering all your cord cutting related questions for about an hour. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care, be safe, stay warm. It's unbelievably cold here in Texas. I'll see you tomorrow.